The show started with Rentaro Eijo getting rejected by the same girl for the 100th time from middle school. Frustrated, Eijo decided to try his luck at a matchmaking shrine, praying to the love god for a better love life in high school. Surprisingly, the love god showed up and told him he'd find 100 soulmates during high school. Eijo was a bit unsure at first, but when two classmates, Hakari Hanazono and Karane Inda, instantly fell for him, he thought, well, that escalated quickly. After hearing about a magical clover in the school garden, said to make people fall in love if you propose with it, Hakari and Karane raced to find one. In the end, both girls proposed to Eijo, leaving him flustered and stuck in a love triangle. At night, he revisited the shrine to chat with the love god, who spilled the beans that Eijo got 100 soulmates by mistake. Oh, and rejecting any of them would lead to their demise. Talk about a tough love situation. So Eijo reluctantly had to say yes to both Karane and Hakari. Left with no choice, the protagonist decided to ask both girls out, presenting them with 2 4-leaf clovers. Later, Rentaro Eijo had a chat with a power pole, happily blabbing about having 2 girlfriends in high school. Hakari and Karane then popped up, holding hands, and strolled to school with Rentaro. At school, Rentaro was utterly surprised to catch the vice principal giving a student a weird punishment for running in the corridors. In that bizarre moment, Hakari and Karane started wondering who would be the lucky one to smooch Rentaro first, so they decided to battle it out for that special kiss. The episode turned into a comedy show with Eijo caught in the middle of his 2 girlfriends' antics. Hakari and Karane were doing their best to spill their hearts out, and finally, Rentaro got the memo. To untangle the kissing confusion, Eijo came up with a plan to keep the first kiss a mystery. Sadly, his plan crashed and burned, leading Hakari and Karane to duke it out for his affections like it was a wrestling match. Later on, Eijo suggested they all lock lips at the same time, and they went for it. Surprise, surprise, their 3-way kiss summoned a UFO. As if that wasn't wild enough, the protagonist stumbled upon his 3rd soulmate at the school library. Rentaro Eijo had a fateful meeting with his 3rd soulmate, Yoshimoto Shizuka, in the school library. Shizuka was part of the library committee and stood out with her short height and shy demeanor. However, her way of talking was quite unique. Instead of using words, Shizuka pointed to lines in her favorite book for conversation. Eijo, intrigued, asked her for some romance novel recommendations. The blue-haired girl brought a bunch of books, but since he couldn't carry them all, Shizuka lent him her favorite, Circlet Love Story. Eijo enjoyed the book so much that he read the first volume overnight. When he thanked Shizuka the next day, he was surprised to find she had the 2nd volume ready. To repay her, Eijo treated Shizuka to drinks and a chat about the book, making her feel appreciated. Later on, Shizuka noticed Eijo with Hakari and Karane and realized he already had a girlfriend. Thinking he didn't have time for a freak like her, she felt a bit down. Little did she know, Eijo was busy figuring out a solution to her unique communication style. Knowing she pointed at words to communicate, Eijo manually typed every word from Shizuka's favorite book into a text-to-speech app. This way, Shizuka could talk to others easily. Touched by the effort, she confessed her feelings and Eijo accepted. Rentaro then introduced Shizuka to his 2 girlfriends, Hakari and Karane. Rentaro Eijo proudly introduced his new girlfriend Shizuka to Karane and Hakari. He bragged about how Shizuka uses quotes from his favorite book to talk, making her sound like a walking, talking library. As Eijo showered Shizuka with compliments, Hakari and Karane couldn't help but feel a little green with jealousy. I mean, who wouldn't be envious of someone who can turn a library into a chit room, right? Later on, Eijo noticed that Shizuka was struggling to connect with his other 2 girlfriends. But fear not, our hero had a plan. He thought, what better way to break the ice than with laughter? So he invented a game called Old Maid with a twist. The loser gets a tickle attack from the winner. Smelling an opportunity for some ticklish fun, all 3 girlfriends pretended to lose on purpose. A rematch was called, ensuring that everyone got a chance to tickle Eijo. Tickling, the universal language for girlfriend bonding. While Shizuka was still finding it tricky to express herself, Karane stepped up with some wise words, encouraging Shizuka to spill the beans. And spill she did. Shizuka confessed that she wanted to plant a smooch on Eijo. Talk about a plot twist. So Eijo, being the romantic hero, passionately kissed all 3 of his girlfriends. Rentaro and his gang were off to check their exam results, but oops. He forgot his phone on his desk, so he had to make a hilarious U-turn to his classroom. And that's where he bumped into Nano Ai, a white-haired girl who turned out to be his 4th soulmate. Rentaro felt a spark with Nano, just like he did with Hakari, Karane, and Shizuka. But hold on, she wasn't your typical soulmate. No sir, she was the elegant smarty pants of the group, acing all her classes like a boss. When Eijo asked her if she wanted to check the results, she was all like, nah, not needed. Later, it turned out she aced the test, ranking 1st in class. But her distant vibe got Aijo wondering if she was really his soulmate. Then there was this steamy incident in biology class that cleared all doubts. At home, Ia was struggling to study, thanks to Aijo invading her thoughts. She finally admitted she was head over heels for him. The next day, she proposed, but she wasn't ready for a relationship. Ia thought teenage love was a waste of time, but Aijo, being the smooth talker, convinced her to go on just one date. It turned into a day filled with laughs and good times. Ia realized those moments were worth cherishing. So she proposed again and planted a kiss on Aijo in public. In the end, Aijo introduced Ia to his other girlfriends, who were surprisingly cool with the whole soulmate gathering. And as if that wasn't enough, Akari and the crew decided to hit the pool. Karane went on a funny adventure to find the perfect swimsuit for a pool date. But the idea of wearing something cute made her scratch her head, being a bit body conscious. Anyway, she picked an outfit she liked, hoping Rentaro would dig it too. On the big pool date day, Aijo and his squad hit the water park, packed with people. Aijo was amazed at his stunning girlfriends, all decked out in swimsuits, but Karane, blaming the cold weather, decided to play the chilly card and hung out on the sidelines while telling them to enjoy the pool. The pool date turned into a wild ride. Shizuka, who couldn't swim, turned into a human spin cycle with a swim ring. Hakari and Nano's antics made Aijo faint, and the only way to revive him was a hilarious round of CPR. Meanwhile, Shizuka floated off into the distance, out of sight. CPR failed, so Hakari and Nano sought help from a male lifeguard, running into some trouble with a bunch of guys on the way. In the end, Karane stepped up, saved Aijo, and rushed to rescue Hakari and Nano. Aijo's kindness overwhelmed the duo, leading to a dramatic and passionate kiss. After saving them, Aijo realized Shizuka was missing. With her low phone battery, she couldn't call for help. Shizuka tried a feeble scream, which Aijo heard. He played lifeguard superhero and saved the day. Towards the episode's end, Aijo had a heart-to-heart with shy Karane, helping her kick those insecurities to the curb. The episode wrapped up with Aijo and his crew enjoying the grand finale of their pool date. Rentaro Aijo sprinting to the cafeteria with his 4 girlfriends in tow. Along the way, he spots a red-haired, bespectacled girl in the chemistry lab and feels an instant connection. Aijo thinks, this must be my 5th soulmate. Problem is, the cafeteria is about to close, so he can't chat with her now. Fast forward to the next day, Aijo heads to the chemistry lab and meets the tiny red-haired girl Kusuri Yakuzan. Kusuri talks endlessly about her love for making weird medicines and makes Aijo try her latest creation, the magnetic potion. Little did he know, it had a mixed love potion to make him fall head over heels. Aijo, not wanting love on a potion's terms, tries to puke it out, but his body rebels. Kusuri, feeling guilty, smooches him to give an antidote. Surprise! The red-haired girl transforms into a grown-up woman with glasses. Aijo realizes she's the same girl from before. Kusuri spills the beans. Her tiny form was a failed experiment, and she's a third-year student. Aijo proposes, she says yes, and he introduces her to his other girlfriends. Awkward much, but they roll with it. Kusuri then convinces them to try her medicines. Karane backs out, but Hakari and Shizuka take the plunge. Trouble brews when Kusuri accidentally serves the uncontrollable urge to kiss lover medicine. It turns the girls into kiss zombies, ready to smooch Aijo. The chaos begins. Karane, Hakari, and Shizuka are all set to plant kisses on their beloved protagonist. Thanks to Kusuri's crazy potion, Hakari, Karane, Shizuka, and Nano turned into kissing zombies. In the episode, Aijo and Kusuri had to dash back to the chemistry lab to whip up 4 medicines to fix them. But hold on, these zombie girls got super strength, making the mission not so simple. On the way, they even bumped into the vice principal. Kusuri accidentally spilled her face-melting medicine on her, and they made a quick getaway. Turns out, the vice principal's makeup shielded her from the face-melting chaos. Running down the hallway, Aijo figured out the girls were only after him. So he came up with a genius plan, split up with Kusuri, and sneakily head to the lab. Smart, right? Not so much. Shizuka, Hakari, and Karane caught up, smooching Aijo like there's no tomorrow. Yet our hero found a way to outsmart the zombie girls and sprint to the lab. Nano stayed smart despite the potion. Nano, being the brains of the group, waited outside the lab. Kusuri, thinking she could outsmart Nano, chugged a reversible potion to turn into her mature form. Spoiler alert, Nano wasn't fooled. She tied Kusuri up with a rope. Aijo, hiding from Nano, used his ninja skills, but Nano tracked him down and gave him a deep kiss. Just when things seemed grim for Aijo, Kusuri swooped in and made Nano drink the medicine. The reversible potion wore off for Kusuri, giving her the power to break free and get the medicine in the lab. In the end, they managed to bring the girls back to normal. Kusuri felt all guilty and teary, but Aijo reassured her. Without her, the girls would be stuck in kiss zombie mode. The scene wrapped up on a happy note with Kusuri giving Aijo a big old kiss. Following Hikari's idea, Rentaro, Aijo, and his 5 girlfriends hit up Love Zone of Flower Park. It's a pretty theme park, the perfect spot for a date. The gang got all pumped up and joined the Catch the Bouquet contest, promising a fancy photo shoot in a wedding dress for the winner. It was a tough competition, but thanks to Karane and Shizuka's teamwork, Rentaro's crew snagged the victory. Now here comes the funny part, the confusion over who would rock the bride's gown. Hikari really wanted it, and the whole squad, including Kusuru, voted for her. But Hikari being Hikari, she insisted everyone should be in the photo. So they went for a group shot. But hold on, just when things seemed all rosy, Hikari throws in a plot twist, asking Aijo to break up with her. Talk about a roller coaster of emotions. Aijo, looking like a deer caught in headlights, couldn't believe it. He pondered over Hikari's words while changing into his regular clothes in the changing room. Suddenly, Aijo and his other girlfriends realized Hikari vanished. Panicking, he tried calling her a zillion times, but no answer. So our brave hero decided to go to her house. Hikari lives in a mega mansion. Shouting from outside, Hikari signaled him to shush. She called from another phone, spilled the beans about her mom, discovering their relationship and dropping the bomb that she's getting transferred to another school to cut ties with Aijo. Even Hikari's mom made a threatening call to Aijo. Talk about drama. Aijo, feeling like he's in a soap opera, decided to elope with Hikari. And guess what? When he shared his plan with the other girlfriends, they all jumped on board to help. Rentaro, Aijo, and his gang sneak into Hikari's mansion at night on a rescue mission. Now, getting in wasn't a walk in the park. The place had traps and guards everywhere. But fear not, the Rentaro family pulled off some genius moves to get the job done. Nano, the tiny brainiac, used pebbles to unlock the door through a cat flap. Meanwhile, Shizuka and Kusuri tag-teamed a watchdog, creating a path inside. But oops, they accidentally triggered an alarm once they were in. Surprisingly, the guards weren't suspicious because Hikari's family cat showed up right on cue. Smart move, Kitty. Kusuri then hands Rentaro a special potion to see the invisible laser alarms. Rentaro and Karane, feeling like secret agents, dodged lasers and sneaked into Hikari's room. But guess what? Another alarm goes off as soon as they step inside. Now, Hikari's mom and guards catch Rentaro and Karane red-handed, while Nano, Shizuka, and Kusuri do their best ninja impressions outside. Plot twist. Hikari's mom spills her life story and why she can't trust a guy with 5 girlfriends to date her daughter. Just when things seem to be hitting a dramatic peak, Kusuri's potion wears off and Rentaro sees Hikari's mom. And guess what? He feels that soulmate spark. In a twist even Shakespeare would appreciate, Hikari's mom proposes to Rentaro. Rentaro and Karane were caught off guard by Hikari's mom suddenly confessing her desire to date Rentaro. Talk about a plot twist. Feeling all flustered, she quickly switched the topic to Hikari and made it clear that Rentaro can't date her daughter. But Rentaro, like the superhero he is, didn't let Hikari's mom's objection shake him. So she decided to put his determination to the test with a special lie detector machine. To make it legit, she first tested it on Karane, exposing some intriguing facts and squeezing out the truth about Karane's love for Aijo. Son, your struggles, Now it was Rentaro's turn on the hot seat. The lie detector spilled the beans on his feelings for Hikari. Even though the machine gave him the green light, Hikari's mom remained the eternal skeptic. Suddenly, a guard barged in with news that Hikari was about to pull a stunt and jump out of her window. Rentaro, being the hero, rushed to her rescue. Karane had to play goalie with Hikari's mom to stop her from interfering. With some epic words of love, Rentaro saved the day. But oops, Hikari slipped and was heading for a splat. Luckily, Rentaro, with his superhero reflexes, kicked the wall, changed the course, and splashed into the pool. Talk about a dramatic dive. Hikari's mom finally saw the depth of Rentaro's feelings for her daughter and gave him the green light, asking him to take care of Hikari. And guess what? Rentaro not only agreed to that, but he also said yes to Hikari's mom's earlier proposal. Smooth operator. Overwhelmed with emotion, Hikari's mom hugged her daughter's boyfriend. After this roller coaster of emotions, the gang decided to chill with a warm bath and a sleepover. But hold on, Hikari's mom had one more request. She wanted Rentaro to come to her room alone. Rentaro and Hikari are hanging out in her room, and suddenly, Rentaro screams like he's seen a ghost. The other girls assume Hikari's making her move, but when they rush in, they find Rentaro dressed as a girl, and he faints from embarrassment. Classic mix-up. Prince Nano wakes him up with a kiss, and Rentaro decides to escape the awkwardness with a bath. The Hanazano sisters, on a mission to peep, drag everyone along except Shizuka, who's tied up like a burrito to keep her out of trouble. Peeping through the bathhouse window fails, so they decide to explore the attic. Shizuka, on her blanket sled, races to the bathhouse but gets a push from the Hanazona dog, making a splash. Rentaro accidentally shows himself to Shizuka, and after the other girls join, Karane spills the beans on their peeping plan. Rentaro, the wise man, gives them a lecture. Later that night, he finds Hakari at her late father's altar, calming her fears. And what's the perfect remedy for fear? A kiss, of course. Wandering the mansion solo, Rentaro meets Hakari's ghost dad, who thanks him for helping Hakari move on and heads to ghost heaven. Next morning, while fetching their uniforms, Rentaro and the gang discover Hakari's gone all out and bought the school, becoming the new chairwoman, just to spend more time with Rentaro.